Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and it has to be said that October, when you look at it, is literally one of the most insane months for new PC game releases I think I've seen in a very long time. Like, it is absolutely stacked up and down with big budget new titles. There's a variety of different games. Want to highlight all of the games that I'm excited for and the top games coming in October. Might miss a game or two here or there, but a lot of stuff dropping in October. And again, a lot of big budget stuff, notable titles, games from big IPs, big publishers, etc., etc. A couple free-to-play games, which we'll cover as well. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's start things off with Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, which is coming October the 19th. Think what you want about Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection not being available on PC, which I think is an absolute crime. Hopefully Legacy of Thieves Collection does well enough to justify the release of Nathan Drake Collection on PC, and I do imagine that at some point that will be happening. Those games shouldn't be too difficult to port in. It would just make all the sense in the world. Nonetheless, this collection will encompass Uncharted 4 as well as Uncharted Lost Legacy. Those games are very good. Uncharted 4 is actually up there with my favorite Uncharted games. I think Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 4 are the best in the franchise. And I was a little surprised. Like, sometimes I talk to people and they don't think as highly of Uncharted 4 as I do. I know some, like, story, some of the narrative choices were a little bit out there with Uncharted 4, but overall, from a gameplay standpoint, I really enjoyed it. Lost Legacy is more of the same, but it's still fairly good. And to get Uncharted on PC, hey, I'm excited for that, if nothing else. $50, yeah, that price point is kind of high. You can buy it through like Green Man Gaming for $41, so that's a little bit of a better price point. But Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection out October 19th. Next up, we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I'm sure a lot of you guys have played the beta for the game. I enjoyed the beta. It's Call of Duty at the end of the day. Like, I think people have already made up their minds whether or not they're buying the game. Although last year, Call of Duty Vanguard was a little bit of a dip in terms of the popularity of Call of Duty as a whole. But now you're taking on the Modern Warfare moniker. I feel like that just draws people right away. I had multiple friends think that this Modern Warfare 2 release was a remake of the 2009 Modern Warfare 2. I'm surprised that that was that big of a, thing that was going around among, more casual gamers, not necessarily people that are online all the time. But then I actually thought about it. I'm like, yo, the game is named Modern Warfare 2. I can understand how people would get that messed up if, they don't live and breathe video games. But nonetheless, Modern Warfare 2019 was pretty good, and Modern Warfare 2 looks to be a solid follow-up to that. We'll see how it turns out October 28th. Although pre-ordering the game does let you play the campaign early if you are wanting to do that. All right, next up, a game that we've been wanting on PC for literally years. Persona 5, this one being Persona 5 Royal, of course. This is the upgraded version of Persona 5, and man, it's been a long time coming for Persona 5 to finally be on PC. After the release of Persona 5 Strikers, which was just a complete head-scratcher why you would release P5 Strikers and not Persona 5, the full game, right away. Nonetheless, we finally got it with Persona 5 Royal. So excited to finally be able to play Persona 5 on PC, and Royal adds a ton of additional content, and we already have Persona 4 Golden on PC, so that game has been received incredibly well. P5 Royal is going to be priced at a full $60, so, your mileage may vary on how you perceive value from that standpoint, given that the game did come out in early 2020. However, I think Persona 5 is just received as one of those games that is at a tier among the absolute elite that people are going to spend $60 on it, and if nothing else, it's going to be available through Xbox Game Pass, so yeah, that is going to make it very much worthwhile in its own right. But nonetheless, a Persona 5 Royal will be dropping on October 21st. Next up, we have A Plague Tale Requiem. Speaking of games that are going to be on Game Pass, Plague Tale Requiem is another big budget title that will be available on Game Pass day and day with its official release on October 18th. If you haven't played a Plague Tale Innocence, go back and play that game. Very atmospheric, very emotional, narrative-driven adventure game, a darker game as well from a narrative standpoint. A Plague Tale Requiem is the direct sequel to that game, looking to be more of a contained 15 to 18 hour experience, comparatively speaking, to some of these lengthy games we're getting these days, but completely down for that. It's going to be on Game Pass, and the price point itself is $50, so it's not like they're charging even $60 for it. I mean, some games like Modern Warfare 2 is $70, but yeah, another game that you can get it discounted from other e-tailers, so excited for this one. Again, available through Game Pass if you do want to get it on the cheap. Next up, we have Warner Bros. Montreal's Gotham Knights, another hotly anticipated release, October 21st for this. We just got the PC features trailer, which, you know, a lot of the standard stuff, higher resolution, higher frame rates, a multitude of visual options. I know not everybody is completely sold on the game thus far, but it transitioning into a full next-gen game and still being $60 on PC. How about that? Not going the $70 route, which I can always appreciate. They have noted to get everything out of this game, you might have to play through it multiple times. We'll see how it ultimately turns out. I think the gameplay's looked rather good, and ultimately, I'm hoping it turns out to be a good game because WB Montreal, very talented studio, and they've done some good stuff in the past. Let's see if they can parlay their past work into Gotham Knights when it drops on October 21st. Next up, we have new Tales from the Borderlands. Now, this is not being done by Telltale Games, so that is a little bit of a cause for concern. Let's see how Gearbox and 2K take the Tales from the Borderlands IP and how they develop it with new Tales from the Borderlands. I'm hoping it's still going to be that charming, comedic, narrative-driven title that, you know, comedy is a bit hit or miss with me with Borderlands these days, but like Tales from the Borderlands, Borderlands 2, that era of Borderlands comedy, I thought was always a slam dunk, and hopefully we get more of that with new Tales from the Borderlands, and hopefully we get a gripping story in its own right. October 21st is when new Tales from the Borderlands drops. Next up, we have Star Ocean: The Divine Force, another major JRPG here, a new one of a long-running franchise in Star Ocean. Now, some of the recent Star Ocean games have left a lot to be desired. Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness, which never even saw a PC release, namely, left a lot to be desired. Star Ocean 4 was a bit of a mixed bag as well. I ended up enjoying the game. I know some people were a little bit down on it, but Star Ocean: The Divine Force is shaping up really nicely. It's got a free demo available on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, a relatively lengthy demo as well. Combat seems pretty good. Hopefully it holds up from a narrative standpoint as well. Divine Force is out on October 27th. Next up, another major PlayStation release. Well, major might be a little bit of a stretch, but Sackboy: A Big Adventure is dropping on October 27th. Now, price point aside, it is nice to see kind of a second-tier, third-tier PlayStation exclusive also come to PC. Like, so far, it's been a lot of the big-budget IPs. Outside of Days Gone, you're talking your Horizon, Spider-Man's, God of Wars. Like, those are big, big titles. Well, here with Sackboy: A Big Adventure, you do have kind of a lesser franchise or a lesser IP. I know Sackboy was a very notable mascot in the Little Big Planet days, but that was 2008, 2010. We're talking 2022 here. However, it's still a pretty good platformer, and to see more games like this on PC is going to be nice. And hey, run the gamut of all the PlayStation exclusives on PC. Let's get Sackboy, let's get Ratchet & Clank, let's get Infamous. Maybe let's get them priced a little bit more accordingly, but, you know, if you do pre-order it, you'll get some, costumes of some iconic PlayStation characters, so there is that to be excited for. Sackboy: A Big Adventure drops on October 27th. Next up, we have Triangle Strategy coming from Square Enix on October 13th, another major JRPG. This initially came out on Nintendo Switch back early this year. This is one of those 2D HD titles that have a very throwback art style that they also try to modernize it a little bit. The reception on Switch was pretty strong, and to see another game like this available on PC, hey, I'm excited for that. More JRPGs on PC is a really good thing, and when you look at the lineup coming in October, you know, PC's become one of the best place to play Japanese RPGs. You've got a variety of different titles, and then you're getting games that were formerly exclusives on other platforms also coming to PC, like Triangle Strategy, available on Switch, not available on PlayStation, but available on PC now as well. So, Triangle Strategy dropping October 13th. Next up, another new RPG, The Last Oricru. Now, this is a game that I don't know if everybody's going to be jumping out of their seat to drop full price on. It does look to be a pretty interesting choice-driven RPG, an action RPG with a strong emphasis on storytelling and player choices. The player awakens in a sci-fi medieval world on the brink of a war and starts influencing the destiny of the whole world. The game is designed as both a single-player and a cooperative experience. Coming from Gotham Knights and the new publisher and Prime Manager, you know they're going to be wanting to drop some high-quality stuff. The Last Oricru drops on October 13th. Next up, we have No More Heroes 3, which is coming October 11th, obviously initially released on the Nintendo Switch, now making its way over to PC. Let's just hope the PC release for No More Heroes 3 outpaces the atrocity that was No More Heroes 1, the atrocity that was No More Heroes 2. Let's get a quality PC port. This is gonna be a $50, $60 game, so I expect a quality port this time out the gate. No More Heroes is obviously a very over-the-top comedic action-adventure game. Not for everyone, but if you're looking for something a little bit more on the not serious side, a little bit more on the comedic side, I think you'll end up enjoying No More Heroes. No More Heroes 3 drops on October 11th. Lastly, for the two final games, we've got a couple free-to-play titles. First of all, Overwatch 2, October the 4th, obviously a major release. I know there's been some criticism towards how many games you're gonna have to play to unlock the whole roster, some of the microtransaction elements, some of the elements regarding recording voice chat, but it is Overwatch. A lot of people enjoyed it back in 2016, so nice to see a true follow-up and a free-to-play follow-up at that, so everybody's going to be able to try it out. And lastly, the PlayStation title, and DEATHVERSE Let It Die is also going to be coming to PC on October the 5th. This is a super wacky, super zany multiplayer title where it takes place in this, like, wacky, like, television show, Death Jamboree. It's a super over-the-top game, but, yeah, seismic natural disaster known as the Earth's Rage sent the world into upheaval. Now, several hundred years later, the inhumanely vile survival reality show Death Jamboree was born to satiate the devastated human heart. Will you be the last one standing? A variety of different weaponry to be used in the game. We'll see how this one turns out on PC as well. They've already outlined their game plan for rolling out more content for the game well into 2023, so nice to see them have a plan as far as that's concerned. DEATHVERSE Let It Die drops on October 5th. And that is going to do it for me. Again, a big batch of PC titles in October. Look, you gotta be excited for at least a couple of these games. And if you have a Game Pass subscription, hell, you're gonna be able to play P5 Royal, you're gonna be able to play A Plague Tale Requiem, and then you have all those other games rolling out as well. Just a stacked lineup of games coming to PC this month. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.